If you love talking about cats, but your friends and family are kind of over it, this is the podcast for you. Join your hosts, Danielle Stray Woolley and Elizabeth Calico Gearhart, on the Jersey Podcats, where everyday cat lovers share funny stories, challenging situations, and ask their questions about cats. All right, let's get right into this episode.
Hi, everybody. I'm Danielle Woolley.
And I'm Elizabeth Gearhart, and we are the Jersey Podcats. Yay!
So today we have a really cool guest. I know I feel like I say that all the time, but it's true. We get the coolest people reaching out to us because all people who love cats are cool, in case you didn't know. And today we have with us Sylvie Sterling. Welcome, Sylvie.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump right into my first question, which is, why do you love cats?
Oh my gosh.
That is right in there.
Wow. What I love about them is they are independent. They are who they are. They do not pretend to be anybody they're not. They're independent. They know what they want. They will show you exactly what they want. And they're beautiful. They're mysterious. They're magical. Just everything we cat lovers love about cats, right?
Exactly. And I know I'm waiting for Elizabeth to jump in because she's all about cats being magical and thinking that they sense things. And so I'd be curious to see, what do you feel about when cats are like around? Like, what are they up to? What are they sensing? How are they helping us?
So they are quite magical. They are very much in tune with nature, with their nature, with the universe, with everything. And they are so much in tune with us. They know exactly what we feel, how we feel. They know how we feel before we know it. And they will let us know when we are not in tune. They will let us know when we're not happy, when we are stressed out. They will let us know. So they're just very much in tune with us.
Well, Sylvie, I brought up something at the end of our last podcast session, and I think you're the right person to ask this.
Isn't it funny how these all line up perfectly? I mean, we didn't even plan it. They just line up perfectly.
They just line up. So I had seen something online about cats that they hang out around us because it makes them feel safe. But I kind of feel like they're guarding us sometimes. Like I feel like my cats, there's like somebody has to take care of me every night because they make sure one of them's there on my bed.
Absolutely. Well, they have different jobs with us. They have different purposes with us. Some cats are actually our guardians. Some are guarding our energy. Some are around us for protection, for comfort, for love. And they see, it's so interesting because some people say cats have no purpose, right? But they are with us with a specific task. And they will, they see it as a team effort. They don't see that we are their guardians and we're protecting them and feeding them. They see us as an actual team. They see it as a mutual relationship. They give us back. They look out for us and they give us so much back. So they don't see it as cat and owner or like dog and owner. They see this as a mutual relationship and they look out for us as much as we look out for them.
So in your personal and professional opinion, I'm going to say this as I'm looking at my husband. So if I find that all of my cats are not fulfilling all of those qualities, so if someone's lacking in protecting me, that means I can get another cat, right?
Well, if that specific thing is unfulfilled, then yes, you need to get another cat.
Oh, you guys heard it here. I have permission to get another one.
You need a cat that you can pick up and snuggle.
Yeah, well, I've shared that Loki, I can pick him up, but like the second you sit down, he takes off, and it's only for like maybe a minute or two. I don't have any lap cats, is what Liz is getting at.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna need a lap cat. Absolutely. My cat supporter, my Lenny, who was with me for 17 years, he was always with me. He was almost like a dog. He was almost always around me, and I miss that. He passed away a year and a half ago, and I miss that. And I have two beautiful, wonderful cats in my life now. But they are different. They are very different. They have specific, they're different. They're beautiful. I love them, but I miss that cuddling part, right? So I told my husband, I'm going to have to get another cat. And he said, what? But well, it is what it is. And the cat will find you. Perfect cat will find you.
Yeah, I think so. I do want to dig into something that you had listed as an interest of yours, Is it okay, Danielle, if we go to the
Yeah, go right
archetypes
ahead.
now? Because you said there are different cat archetypes. I find that fascinating.
Mhm. So I have spoken to, I'm an animal communicator, right? And I have spoken to literally thousands of cats in the last few years. And there was just this overarching theme that cats have a purpose with us. And we know that dog lovers say cats have no purpose, right? They just eat and sleep. They don't even like their people. That's a stereotype of cats, but it's not true. They do something for us, and most people don't know. So I said, I have to write about this. I have to put this out there because the cats always know what they do for us. The cats always know their life purpose. It's different from we humans. Some humans, we spend half our lives trying to find our purpose, right? The cats know.
Yeah, we
And
were
they want
saying,
us
I think
humans
it
to
was
know.
last episode that we're still trying to figure out what we want to do when we grow up. So, but it sounds like cats just
Exactly.
know.
And the cats know. So I kind of clustered it together to get to the 10 cat archetypes. I found there's so many correlations, and I kind of I clustered them together in these 10 archetypes, the lover and the muse and the mirror and the teacher and the protector and several more. And I found that every cat fits in one or two of these categories. And I want to share it with the world. So
Yeah,
I think
I
you'll find
mean,
it very interesting.
what is the biggest thing that you found through all that? So it's cool that you came up with, it sounds like you said 10, right? Different
Yes.
archetypes.
Mhm.
And it sounds like it's like some other things where people fit into more than one thing. Cats can fit into more than one archetype.
Yes.
What do you find is the most common? And then what do you find is the most surprising one that you've come across?
Mm-hmm. The most common one I would say is, not surprisingly now, the lover and the supporter. These are very, very common. The lover is the one, they just ooze love out of every pore, and they just there to love, and that's their whole purpose, and it's beautiful. But the supporters are the ones that kind of they comfort us when we're down. They're with us. They're the ones that sit on our lap when we don't feel well. So those are, I would say, the most common ones: the supporter and the lover. The most surprising is, and the rarest, actually, the protector. There are some cats that are really like guard dogs. They will protect their human. They will squeeze when a visitor comes over. They will hiss at the visitor. They will squeeze between their person and the visitor on the couch when the person tries to make a move. These are the ones where the, new relationships or something, they make it hard because they are wary of the new guy in their life, and they will chase the person out. So there are fierce protectors, and they're rare, but they are actually like guard dogs.
Yeah, so it sounds like all of the archetypes you mentioned is for cats to take care of humans.
Yes.
What do you feel then is what cats need? Like, what do cats need from humans? What do cats need to be happy?
Funny you should ask it. You know what their number one wish is? Their number one need for the cats, and that might surprise you. They need us to be happy.
Aw.
Number one wish. I had so many clients I worked with. I mean, people usually come to me with their cat problems. They say, my cat's restless, my cat meows, my cat, I don't know, puts their business outside the litter box, my cats fight all the time, my cat is not happy. And please help me understand what my cat needs to be happy. And then I talk to the cat, and the cat says, it's my human who's not happy. I'm fine. My human is not happy. Please tell my human to allow themselves to be happier.
So then do you
that's
feel
the secret to a happy cat is to be happy yourself.
Wow.
okay? Do you feel that like they're just like going off of that energy? Because I talked about this like sometime last year about how my cat Thor was having a rough time. I actually reached out to an animal communicator about it. And they were just stressed, but because I think they were feeding off of, I was sick. I had something going on with me that I didn't know about initially. And then I was stressed. And I think my stress was making him stressed. And it was just like a cycle. And then I was stressed because he was stressed, and taking him to the vet and all of this.
Yeah, they do take on our stress. They do mirror our stress. The key is to not take it, to not get more stressed out about it. That's not what they want. But they just want us to become aware of our stress. Because we humans, we function from here a lot, right? We're in our heads. We say, oh, just these 2 more emails that I need to write. Just this one more thing I need to do.
Me.
Yeah, exactly. And
it
your
actually
cat
happened last
knows.
night. Yeah, it happened last night where they were just jumping all over the place, and I was
Mhm.
trying to work on something for work. And it was a little late, but I was like, I just want to get this done, and I couldn't log into the thing I needed. And I was like, all right, I guess that's my sign to close the computer. And they knew. They were like, come on. And at first I'm like, oh, they want dinner, and I went downstairs and they already had food. So I'm like, it's not that. They were just telling me to chill out.
Absolutely, because they notice it before we do when we're too stressed out. And a lot of times that's the whole secret. People say my cat bothers me when I work, and my cat walks over the laptop, my cat shuts down my computer. They just want us to take a break sometimes. They know we have important stuff to do. They understand that our lives are more difficult than theirs. They understand that. But they just want us to take a break sometimes. Take a break. And when your cat does that, get up, drink a cup of coffee, or go take a breathe, go breathe outside for 3 minutes or something. Just take a break.
So you mentioned your cat that you had, your love that took care of you, who's no longer with us. Tell us a little bit more about the two cats you have now. Like, how do you guys bond with each other? Is there anything like super specific or funny that each of their characteristics are like?
Well, I have Leon and Sheila are my cats right now. They're 2 years old, and they came under very mysterious circumstances. But so basically, my cat Lisa, she's the one here, my picture. She passed away. And I also speak to animals on the other side, right? So she kind of pointed me to that kitten that I needed to adopt. Anyway, from the other side, I kept seeing that kitten. I need to adopt her. So that's how Leon and Sheila came to me. They were sent. And Sheila is my mirror. She will reflect anything back to me. She has trust issues. In the first half year, I could not touch her, or I could touch her, but I couldn't pick her up or anything. She shows me trust issues. And I said, oh my God, where do I not trust people? Where do I not trust life to support me, right? She taught me patience. And when she is kind of giddy now and doesn't want to be touched, or is really, running around like a crazy cat, I know that I have to look into myself and say, oh my God, where am I restless right now? Where do I not want to be touched or bothered right now? So she's my mirror. And I learned patience and trust with her. And Leon is my joy bringer. He is just pure. He oozes joy and love out of every pore. He's 2 years old. He still looks like a kitten. Just from the facial expressions, he still looks like a really young boy. And he just brings joy and love into my life. So it's very simple.
Aw, that's nice. Yeah, I kind of feel like Max is maybe my mirror a little bit because he's on this medication and he's a little heavy from it, and I'm on medication, and he I don't know, he's kind of silly. And he's trying to get along with the other cats, but they don't really like him that much. And so, but not that I have trouble getting along with people, but I think he's kind of showing me what's going on in the house, and he's like, see how these other cats are and all this other stuff. So he's a very interesting cat. I don't know if you know Max's story, but he was scratching his fur off of himself, and I had to put him on medication, and it took a long time to get him well and to figure out the right medication and everything. We finally put him on human allergy pills. And then I did just take him to the vet. This is kind of a Max update now. And to see if the steroid that he's on, because we had increased a little this summer, was affecting his organ function, but he's fine. The blood work came back fine. So yeah, I'm really happy about that because he scratches too much otherwise. But he's kind of a happy-go-lucky, fun little guy, and he just likes to be around us, and he's really soft, and he likes to brush against us and stuff. So he's a fun little, he's a year old now, but he's getting pretty big. So yeah, he's a fun cat. He's a little bit of a mirror. The other two, Lily is, I don't know, she'll always be wild. She doesn't really like to be held or anything, but she likes to come up and be pet. I think she's just there for beauty. Like, she's such a beautiful cat.
She's your muse.
Yeah. And then Kushi is my sweetheart lover. So he's 12, and he's getting more loving as he gets older, which is really interesting.
That's
Danielle.
Loki. Yeah, that's Loki. Loki in the beginning, he just was like crazy, always wants to play. He caused trouble around the house, probably because we named him Loki. So he's like, all right, I'll live up to the name, no problem. But now I think because he has the other cats to kind of roughhouse with, and because I'm home more, he's turning into a lovey. So like, yes, I don't have a lap cat, but like he'll snuggle on our legs. He'll come sit here next to me. He'll talk to us. He's a very good communicator. Curious what
Okay.
he would fit into.
Yes.
Oh, so Max is your teacher. Just to go back to Max real quick, he's your mirror, but
Okay.
he's also your teacher. He's teaching you to learn about these things. Sometimes when we get a
Mhm.
sick cat, it makes us, because you're a cat person, right? And you're putting information out there. He's teaching you
Yeah. He
about learning
is.
about all that stuff.
He is.
So
He's yeah.
And
It's
that's true because we already had someone reach
Yeah.
out to us saying, I'm having an issue with my cat scratching unexplainably. Can you help? Do you
Yeah.
have ideas?
Yeah.
Even though
So
we refer everybody to the veterinarian, we do share what's
Yeah.
worked for us in the past.
yeah, and we always advise them to go to the vet. And like I said, the vet had to do the blood test. I think you're right, Sylvie. You are that's 100%. He is the teacher because I have learned so much in the year that I've had this cat, and he's the reason we started this podcast too, because we were trying to figure out how to get help for him.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, like with Danielle, she has Tony, she has Loki and Tony, and
And Thor and Derek, and we have outside strays too. So with Tony and Derek, they're both Derek, we call our Lovey, but I can't pick him up. He immediately starts flailing everywhere, kicks off and runs. But if he comes to us, he gets us to go to bed at night. He has a spot on the bed. He likes to snuggle. He, really vibrates when he's purring. Tony also very sweet, but very standoffish. I think tying back to their experiences when I was fostering them, because they were my first fosters. I had no clue what I was doing. And they did not love the fact that they had to go to adoption day every weekend and put in a crate. So I think it's tied to that. But as far as like playing, Tony, if you let him, he would play for 20 hours a day. And with like the most random things, not even real toys. He just loves to play. And then Loki is very good at communicating. Like I said, Thor is more so, he's very, I don't want to use the word aggressive, but he's food aggressive, where if he wants food and can't find it, he'll go around and sniff all the other cats' mouths to make sure they don't have food and like kind of hiss and push everybody out of the way until he gets it. But then he's off doing his thing. And when he's happy, he's obscenely happy, like rolling on his back, feet kicking up like a bunny, adorable. But when he's not happy, he's like miserable and mean and swatting at everybody.
He kind of seems like the gray eminence in your house, kind of the older, wiser, wise man. That's
maybe.
Kind of,
yeah, he is the oldest, and he's the one I
yeah,
adopted the
he
oldest
seems
from the
kind
rescue.
Of the like Gandalf the Grey, basically, in your house. So he kind of wants his peace and quiet. He wants things his way. He is a teacher and a muse somewhat. And he kind of works through his presence, whatever that means to you.
That makes sense, yeah.
Derek sounds like he's an energy worker. He is very much, he doesn't like to be touched because he's very sensitive. He's got heightened senses. He's got a heightened sense of touch. So when you touch him, and he's an empath. He catches everybody's energies. And when there's a lot of energies around, he will get overloaded. His system physically
Oh
gets
yeah, and then he gives you love bites.
touch him and it's like an electrical charge to him. So he runs away.
Yeah, or even when he's sitting though, when he wants to be pet, he like bites you and pulls your hand to him to be pet. But when he's done, he's like, okay, stop.
So he's wonderful. He's your energy worker. He
Sounds
will
like me.
you
All right, get away from me. I'm done peopling
negative
now.
energies into positive energies. And that's why he sits sometimes seemingly not doing anything, but he's working. He's like a power plant. He's working in the background for you. And when he sits with you, he sends you good energies. He sends you healing energies. So he's wonderful. And what was the other, your joy bringer, the one that plays all the time? He kind
That
of
would be
sounds like a joy
Tony.
bringer.
Tony
But I
Baloney.
think Tony. I think he does something else too, but he's a joy bringer. And they're wonderful because they just cheer us up. They're beautiful, they're wonderful, they're cute, they cheer us up, and they're very important to have around. Be happy, remember. So he helps you with the happiness.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's
well,
cool.
Yeah, it does sound like they all have their role to play. So I will always miss Checkers. She's the one in the general's uniform behind me. She died a year and a half ago as well as and she could actually talk to somebody in the house that we couldn't see. She was a talker, Calico. She would carry on a conversation. And she was the greatest cat. She would come up on the back of the sofa and rub her head against my husband's bald spot, purring the whole time. She was really sweet. So she was a fierce protector and a lot of other things, I think. So they can have more than one role, right?
Yes, they can, absolutely. I find most cats have kind of one predominant archetype, but some cats are kind of jack of all trades, and they actually have 2 or 3 or 4 roles with us. But most cats, I would say, have one predominant one and maybe a second and a third one.
Yeah. Now, cats obviously are very, very healing, especially like on the soul level. And I know that's something that you talk about, and also that, through the work that you do of being a cat behaviorist, you believe that cats really help people on their own soul journey. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Is that what your book is about?
Yes, that's what my book is about. It's about cats really coming into our lives to help us on our soul's journey, with our spiritual awakening, with our whatever it is that we do in the life. And they help us find and follow our purpose. And they do that by being themselves, basically. The lovers help us if we need help in the love department. The joy bringers help us to bring more joy into our lives. The healers help us to heal our issues, physically or emotionally. Or they help when I have a lot of people who are healers and they have a healer cat, they help them with their energy healings and with their work. So we always have the right cat in our life at the right point in time. And they absolutely help us find and follow and pursue our purpose.
I agree 100%. And how do people, if people want to book a session with you so that you can interpret for their cat, for them, how do they find you to do that?
So my website is sylviesterling.com, SYLVIE sterling.com. You can look into my book, Your Cat is Your Guide. My class is called Your Cat is Your Guide, and it's all about finding the connection with your cat and with yourself and finding your purpose. You can book your personal session there under sylviesterling.com/shop. And you can find the booklet, The 10 Cat Archetypes. So that would be that's a free gift. It's under free gift. Just click on it, download it. It's for free. And that's a good place to start.
Nice.
That's really cool. I actually feel more relaxed just sitting here and having this conversation with you.
I know. Max came
We
into
actually
the
have the
room.
entire cat collective sitting in with us. They're
Yeah.
listening. We brought them in beforehand, and they're kind of chilling and purring around us.
I love it. So something I like to ask all guests is, what is something that you're like really excited about? It could be personal, it could be business, it could be about cats, whatever. But what's something that you're really excited about that you want to share with the world?
Well, I'm so excited about so many things. I just moved to the States from Europe, so I'm excited to just be here. But
Wonderful. What area do you live in?
Sorry?
What area are you in?
I live in a suburb of St. Louis.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's really good to be here. And I just started a weekly coaching call. A lot of people come to me, they say they want to have a personal session, but the number of personal sessions I can give is limited. And some people say they can't afford it. So I just started a weekly coaching call for very, very little amount of money. Everybody can afford that. It's every Thursday. You can find it also on my website. And now I have this group of people every week that we sit together and they ask their questions, and everybody benefits and they get healings and everybody learns from each other. It's a really great group experience. Takes about 2 hours. And I invite everybody who wants to check, who wants to get to know me, come on the weekly coaching call and get your cat questions answered.
Well,
Excellent.
thank you. Yeah, that sounds really special. And we'll go
Yeah.
ahead and link all that on our website as well as in the show notes too. And thank you again so much for being on,
Thank
Sylvie.
you.
I really love what you're doing with connecting cats and spiritual stuff and all the archetypes. And I'm really interested in learning more.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me. And
Thanks
lots of love
everybody
to your
for
cats.
listening. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then thanks everybody for listening. You know where to find us. We're at thejerseypodcats.com. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as download our episodes and subscribe and rate them, please, from your favorite podcast player. Look for our community group on Facebook, the Jersey Podcasts Community, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. Give this podcast a rating so other cat lovers can find it. Connect with the Jersey Podcasts on social media or visit thejerseypodcats.com and leave a message sharing a story or question about cats. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next episode.